What's good, everyone? It's Nigel here, Black Stakes Pal. Back again with another session. And it was back day. I love back days. Back is one of those muscles that you can't see, so mind muscle connection during this session is crucial. As you can see me here warming up sufficiently, making sure there's enough blood flowing in the back. Last thing you want to do is injure yourself, especially on a cold winter's day here in the UK. So warming up is sufficient. It's completely necessary. completely necessary. So make sure you warm up before every session. And then I moved on to 2 or 3 sets of these warm-up sets before I moved into my working sets. And you can see here, this is a great exercise. A pendulum rows, a great exercise to warm up to get yourself ready for a big back session. So, you're hitting your hamstrings, lower back, upper back. It's a great way to warm up before you start your session. And like I always say to you guys, girls, it's crucial that you warm up sufficiently before you start your session. This was my first, well, you could call it a working set, but really say I'm still warming up, getting myself ready for the big sets that you're about to see coming up. Again, pendulum rows, hitting your back and hamstring at the same time. You cannot miss. It's a great exercise for testing your cardio as well. And that's another reason I love it. And I'm moving to my first proper working set of 100 kilos. Again, I stuck to what I did for the warm-up set doing pendulum rows. This is a great exercise. And those of you who've seen my previous video have seen me doing this before. I advocate for this exercise a lot. Simply because I know it works. And you're killing 2 birds with one stone. You're hitting your hamstrings, your back, your upper back, your lower back, your glutes, all in one move. It does fatigue you quite a lot as well, and that's another reason why I love it so much. So if you don't do this exercise, I say definitely try and add this one to your repertoire. It's a nice word for you, repertoire. Add this one to your repertoire. I'd say, because it's a great exercise for building back and building your back and hamstring, and of course strengthening your lower back. I did 4 sets, I believe, of 10, and those of you know that who follow me, of course, know that I always do a minimum of 4 sets for every exercise I do. Of course, when editing a video to post it on social media, you don't see all of the sets. It's edited down a bit, but I tend to do 4 sets minimum for every exercise that I do, whether it be 4 sets to 10 or 4 sets to 15 or even 4 sets to 20. Those of you know my infamous leg day session, I work up to 50 reps. So if you haven't seen that one, go check my videos and you see the 50 rep sets days. It's brutal. For those of you know who've tried it, no. I can't remember what set this was, but it was set number 3 or 4 before I moved on to a really heavy set here. Now this was 150 kilos. And I thought, yeah, why not just go for it? I was feeling myself a little bit. So I thought, why not? But to be fair, the weight was a little too heavy. As you can see, the bar's bending. And like Ronnie said, if the bar ain't bending, you're just pretending. But back to the set here. What I didn't like about this set is the fact that I was moving upwards too much. I wanted to stay in a neutral position because the weight was so heavy. Kind of bit of ego lifting went in there. You can see I wasn't happy because I chucked the belt on the ground. Anytime you see me throwing the belt to the ground, it means I'm not particularly happy. So yeah, I should have really gone for 140 and done some really, or keep the form, you know, yeah, that wasn't great. So less ego next time. As you can see here, I dropped the weight back down to 130 here, I believe. Yes, 130. And as you can see, the form has drastically improved. So yeah, there you go, ego lifting, take that. Don't ego lift. Pick a weight that that's suitable. And if you do a set like I did, my previous set was too heavy, just drop it down. I'd prefer to do, I much prefer proper form as opposed to ego lifting. If you start ego lifting, you start going too heavy, trying to impress who, I don't know. I don't know who you're trying to impress. The only person you should be trying to impress is yourself and your own physique. You know, not anyone else. But sometimes ego gets the best of you and you start doing silly things, and you live and learn. You live and learn. And having done those rows, I then move on to the single arm isolation rows. As you can see, most people normally grab, I don't know, a bench or use the barbell rack to lean on as they do these rows. Well, I'm showing you here that you don't need any of those. You can just use your own knees. I'm using my supporting hand on one of my knees here. And you can see it at a better angle here. So this is one that you could try. Obviously, I'm leaning up against the wall slightly. You don't necessarily need to do that, but for a bit of support, I'd say, yeah, you're probably best to lean up against the wall, but you should try this. And like you guys know, I always say I train on feel. If I feel like it's working that body part, then you know it's working. You know that mind-muscle connection when training back is crucial. So I'm connecting here, and I'm making sure I'm feeling every row that I'm doing, and doing this is great. You don't necessarily need to use a bench to support for your supporting hand or whatever you normally use. You can use your knees, and you will feel. And the reason I do that, there is a method behind the madness. I'm not just doing it for the sake of doing it because there isn't any benches available. There were loads of benches available, but it's a different feel I got from doing it with my hands on my knees. Maybe it's a positioning. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I'm rowing it with my hands on my knees. I'm feeling it in a different position. So yeah, explore and try different things. And as you saw there, I did 4 sets of those lat pull downs before I moved on to these. And then again, another great exercise. If you've got one of these machines at your gym, and most gyms do tend to have these, and I go to one of the most basic gyms at the minute, waiting for a proper gym in my area to reopen soon. Ultra Flex is opening up in Oxford very soon, so I'd probably be venturing down there as soon as that opens. But for the meantime, I make do with what I have. It's there's many ways to skin a cat, right? You could work with what you have, and I could work with what I have, and this is what I have at my gym. And this is a good exercise for back. I felt like I was moving forward too much on the exercise. You'd probably see it better here. I like to stay in a neutral position. I don't like moving back and forth too much. I like isolating the body parts I'm working. So here, something for me to take note. That's why it's good sometimes to film your session. Sometimes in your head, you believe you're doing it a certain way until you film yourself and you realize actually the form wasn't the best. And for me, when I hit this exercise again, it would be less rocking back and forth. I generally don't do that, to be honest. So maybe I went slightly heavy on the weight this time. I think I did, hence why you're seeing a bit of jerky movement. But this is a great exercise for your back. And then I finished off on these. I'm not sure what these are called, but they're a great finisher. Now, always remember, I start off doing my compound exercise when I train. I get the heavy stuff out the way first. This is an exercise that's great. This one I'm doing here now is great for warming up. It's also great for finishing off a session, a back session. I went on to do pull-ups at the end, actually, which I didn't capture, but this is a great finisher for a back day. And then I flipped it around and started doing some rear lat pull down. Now, when I do this exercise, I replicate as a bodybuilder doing a rear double bicep on stage. And that's what's going, like I said, mind muscle connection is crucial when training back. The reason for that is you cannot see your back in the mirror, or naturally, unless you have a four-way mirror at your gym, as opposed to training chest or biceps or traps or quads even, where you could see the muscle working, your back, your hamstring, and you could say your not biceps, triceps, is muscles you cannot necessarily see. So I'd say mind muscle connection is crucial. But this is one for you to try. You could double up like I'm doing here, and finish off on this rare double bicep lat pull down move that I do. Always trying to keep that mind muscle connection going. That is crucial. As crucial as I say warming up is. Mind muscle connection, remember that. And then I moved on to do a bit of biceps here. Like I said, I didn't film the pull-ups, so I did to finish off my back session. But I then moved on to biceps, bicep curls. And I think I did about 5 to 6 sets on these. And that was the end of my session. I didn't really push it on bicep. Normally I do about 4 or 5 sets on bicep, but it was a really good back session. So I only did 1 set on biceps at the end. And that was it, really. It was a good session. I enjoyed it. And it's one I'd say you should try as well. If it works for me, there is no reason why it shouldn't work for you. Keep it simple. Remember, I'm going to say it for the final time, mind-muscle connection is crucial on back day. And this is the current situation, guys. This is me off season. I'm about 95 kilos at the minute. And that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll catch you on the next one. For now, take care. Much love. Peace.